Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing super well. Welcome to my 28 to 32 week bump date. I can't believe how fast this is going. It's just absolutely bonkers to me. We have 7 weeks left. I'm nearly 33 weeks. I am a little bit late filming this because we have my parents visiting this week. So I couldn't film at bang on 32 weeks. So here we are at nearly 33. So we've got just over 7 weeks left until little man comes into the world, and time is going far too quick. And I'm really starting to feel the anxiety and excitement all mixed into one. And I'm really excited, but I'm also really nervous. So let's jump into all of my symptoms over the past 4 weeks, and there has been a fair amount that has happened this month, so buckle up because it has been a lot this month. So the biggest change is I have gestational diabetes, and that was not the worst news, but I definitely wasn't expecting it. So it was a bit of a kick in the gut when I got the phone call. So on the day that I turned 28 weeks, I went to the hospital and had the 2-hour GTT, or glucose tolerance test. Glucose tolerance test, that's a lot to say. So I had that done on the Monday, and then on the Wednesday I got a phone call from the specialist midwife saying, "You have gestational diabetes." She said it's definitely not the worst case she's ever seen. It's a pretty mild case of gestational diabetes, but it's still there, and my body just can't process sugar as well as it could before pregnancy. So yeah, I got diagnosed at 28 weeks and 2 days pregnant, and I am currently diet controlled. So I'm not taking any medication or insulin. I am just diet controlled, and it seems to be working pretty well. It has been a bit of an adjustment, I'm not gonna lie, because I've had to cut out most sugar. Obviously a lot of things have natural sugars in, like fruit and milk and things like that. They all have natural sugars in. So it has been a bit of an adjustment having to watch my portion sizes and see what spikes my glucose levels. And it's actually been surprising at what has spiked my glucose levels and what hasn't. So it's all just a learning curve. If you guys are interested, I will do like a day in the life, what I eat with gestational diabetes, because I do struggle, and I did end up watching a few of those videos when I got diagnosed. So if you guys would be interested in something like that, then please let me know. But yeah, that is the biggest change that has happened in the last 4 weeks. So we ended up going for a 4D scan, and that was something that I wanted to do when I was pregnant with Theodore, but we couldn't because it was locked down and everything was shut. So we were determined to get one done this time around. So we had one done at 28 weeks and 6 days, but little man was very uncooperative. He had his hand, his foot, his knee right by his face the entire time, and he was very shy. So we went back for a rescan at 29 weeks and 5 days, and this is what he looks like. And when I say he looks like his brother, he looks like his brother. The similarities are just so uncanny, and they definitely take after Tom. They've got all of Tom's looks, but it could be a case of once he's born, he might look like Teddy for a little bit, and then he might end up looking completely different. But there are definite similarities, like they both have the same little overbite and the same nose. So yeah, he's so cute, and I just can't wait to see his face for the first time. I'm so excited. Even though we've seen the picture and we know roughly what he's going to look like, I've still got that sense of unknown, of not knowing what he's going to look like, because there are definite differences between a 4D and real life. So I'm super excited to meet him. So his movements are now much more like rolls and punches rather than like little jabs. I have been getting so many like pains from him like rolling around, and his feet in my ribs, and his head is super low down. I'll actually link that to my next point. So when we went for the 4D scan, he was feet down, so he was breech. But then I had a growth scan the week after, and he had flipped. So he is now head down, and I can definitely feel it. He is very, very low down in my pelvis, and every time I stand up, I can feel his head like slot down into my pelvis. So I'm hoping that that doesn't mean he's getting ready to come. I really hope not, but I do have my cervical stitch in still, so that is doing a lot of my body's job for me, in keeping him in a little bit longer. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens with that. But as of right now, lots of feet in the ribs, lots of head in the pelvis, and feeling lots of like little punches and like big kicks and stretches. I can feel him stretching quite a lot, and I actually feel it when he gets hiccups, which is super, super nice. But yeah, it's just, this is the last time that we are going to do this, so I am, even though it's uncomfortable, I am making the most of every movement I can. So because of my gestational diabetes, I am now being offered regular growth scans. They were originally every 4 weeks, but there have been some, basically his growth has dropped slightly, but I'll go through that more in the next video because I'll have a bit more information by then. But his growth has dropped slightly, so I'm now being offered scans every 2 weeks rather than every 4. So yeah, they're being offered very regularly, and I've got one in a couple of weeks. So not next week, I'm having a Doppler scan, which is where they check the blood flow to the baby and make sure that that's all okay. And then the week after that, I've got a 34-week scan. So yeah, it's a lot, and I feel like I live at the hospital sometimes, but I know it's all for him, so I'm making the most of it. So my back and my belly are starting to get quite uncomfortable now, because everything is stretching. He obviously moves and stretches, and that can be quite uncomfortable, and he is definitely getting heavier. I know the growth scans can be quite inaccurate, but he's looking around the 4-pound mark at the moment. And obviously that's quite heavy. So yeah, I'm just like, my pregnancy pillow is my best friend at the minute, and I am trying to take it easy if I feel like things are getting a bit much. So sitting down regularly. I do a lot of walking and standing for my job. But I make sure I sit down regularly and just take it easy when I think I need to. But yeah, it's starting to get to that uncomfortable point now, and we've still got 7 weeks left, so I'm just trying to take it slow and listen to my body and relax when I need to. I'm also getting nerve pain in my glutes, like my butt cheek. It's mainly the left, which is funny because when I was pregnant with Teddy, it was always in the right butt cheek. And I think it is just because he is pressing down on all my nerves and everything. So I do get shooting pains and muscle, like, feels like little electric shocks. I kind of knew that that was coming because I had it a lot with Theodore, so I kind of expected it this time round, but it does really hurt. Like, if I'm leaning on one foot for a little bit and then I go to step on my left foot to kind of like distribute the weight, that's when it mainly happens. So I think it is just him pressing on a nerve with his head, but it is so uncomfortable. So I'm just trying to do things super, super slowly and not exert myself too much, because I have noticed that that's when it happens. But it can occur randomly as well. It has just occurred when I've been like walking around, so I can't always prevent it, but I'm hoping that I can prevent most cases of it. And I have now started producing a little bit of colostrum. When I first wrote the note, it was like at 30 weeks, and I'm now nearly 33. I have started producing a lot more, and I will be harvesting colostrum pretty soon, because there's a chance that he could come early, depending on if he's too big or too small. They might want to do an early delivery. So I have been given the go ahead to start collecting colostrum, but I might just personally wait a little bit longer, because nipple stimulation can cause contractions. So I would rather wait until 33, 34 weeks and then start harvesting from there, because you do have to store it in the freezer as well, which is a lot. And I only have like 2 syringes downstairs, so I'm going to see if I can order some off Amazon and then get some labels or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. And I never produced enough colostrum to give to Theodore the first time round, but we did breastfeed for a few days, and I did pump quite a lot as well. So I'm hoping that I can harvest some colostrum for this little dude, just in case he does decide he wants to come early and needs that little extra head start. Let's do a bump shot. So that was my 28-week to 32-week pregnancy update, and I really hope you guys have enjoyed, and this could be the penultimate bump date. My next one will be 32 to 36 weeks. And when I was pregnant with Theodore, we never got to 36 to 40 because I gave birth just before 40 weeks. So yeah, it's all dependent on when this little dude wants to arrive. But yeah, I hope you guys have really enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.